Today I'm going over a app that has been live for a few days now, and they have a pretty simple concept. So nothing too fancy, nothing too complicated. They're literally taking bits and pieces from several other similar dApps. They're putting it together, and there are a few things that I would like to discuss, and those things I will label them out, and they came up basically during my research on the project because I was checking out if the claims that they're making are actually true. All right, so starting things off, like I usually do, before getting into anything else, let's quickly touch base on their audit report. Now, mind you, these guys have been audited by Certic. However, take everything that you see nowadays with a grain of salt, because there's no shortage of protocol hacks, and some have been audited by Certic. So, this isn't just a blind trust that you have to endure, but at least you can clearly see what are the issues that the Certic audit report has picked up. I'm gonna show you a few highlights though, so you can get an idea about whatever you can clearly see in front of you. Now again, you have to always draw the line between waiting for a smart contract, for a protocol to be solidified, and then you make the decision to enter, or taking the highest risk, enter at the beginning. Now, mind you, people who enter at the beginning, the early adopters, usually profit the most, but they can also get tracked. So, you have to decide what you want to do here. Now, let's pull out the highlights really quick. So, first things first, the audit score is above average. It's not so bad, it's about 61. So, it's fine, kinda. Now, but that's not the main thing that you want to discuss, because when you see an audit score overall, it's the weighted average pooling of all the issues that came up. So the issues can range from informational, which are usually something that to think upon and perhaps to improve, and all the way up to major issues. Now, of course, the higher the scale or the higher the intensity of the issue, the more weight it has. Something along the line of this. So the main issues that Certic picked up, one was major, one was medium. So the major one is a centralization issue. Now, when I explain what the protocol does, this will make sense. But generally speaking, if the owner has full custodianship of the smart contract, that is something that isn't really well received. But in this case, it could be, even though you might argue that most of the things that a smart contract does nowadays can be automated, and I would say yes. So there's this balance in between what's right or wrong. If you fully trust the team, then it's okay. Now the second one, the medium error, the medium issue, is called incorrect logic of similar functions. Now this one is a bit more complicated, so it's not as easy as saying, okay, there's centralization, you can remove ownership, blah blah. This one is a bit more complicated, so it means that there are two lines of code with similarities but not clearly, all right? So overall, like I said, everything looks okay from that perspective, and the team has been made aware of the 10 findings that Certic has came up with. One apparently has been resolved and done with. So I hope everything else will be, except this one, the centralization one. I think it won't be touched. Few words before I explain to you what Bigwhale does. I really like the user interface. I just want to point that out, just want to put it out there. It's really slick, it's really straightforward, nothing too fancy here. They do have a separate white paper though, but the separate white paper, to be fully transparent with you, it's not really a white paper, so to speak, so it doesn't really go into the ins and outs. It just explains the background of the team, who they are, blah blah, but again with no real context. So it's just words written on a piece of doc on the internet. So again, if you want to know more, it's better for you to research if this story is actually legit with everything else, not just with this, by the way. So as I said earlier, so just be mindful that whatever you read online is not necessarily truth, but could be. All right, so you can go ahead and read this, but if you want to actually understand all the ins and outs, you can also go ahead and you scroll back down to the bottom. All the frequently asked questions answer most of the stuff that you want to know. But let's quickly go over the highlights again. So simply put, it is a lending and borrowing protocol, but not in the way you're perhaps used to in DeFi. So again, it's not fully decentralized, so to speak, and it acts as an intermediary between a so-called miner and an actual lending and borrowing platform. Because in the lending and borrowing platform, they don't fixate the percentages that you get in return for lending your money. Same goes for borrowing. There's always a dynamic shift between demand and supply, and that determines the percentage of both the lender and the borrower. But here, they're fixating this. So they're saying that if you lend your money or if you deposit your BNB in, you can do that ranging from 0.1 all the way to 80 BNB. And when you put that in, you're locking your capital for 22 days and then you can take it out completely. You're gonna earn between 0.8 and 2% a day. And this basically shifts depending on how much money you put in. So the more you put in, the more excessive your return will be. And there is a minimum when you want to withdraw. You can do that after 24 hours, but you have to account or accumulate 0.1 BNB to do so. Anything below this doesn't happen. You know, if you wanna withdraw, you cannot do that. And there is a referral system. Now, they did mention that you can also compound your rewards, and that is also another thing that I'm not a big fan of. So there's no max payout. And there is a referral structure, your usual 10, 5, 2%, so the levels go down from 1 to 3. So all of these things are signs of your typical miner. So now the locked capital part, because you can also take that out at some point, that's okay, that's good. But everything else is a bit out of the blue. So you can basically grow your investment without borders, and that is something that I don't really endorse or like. But again, if the protocol is doing well, you can take the chance and get some money, as long as there are borrowers on the other side, because that's where we're going with this. The borrowers, the people who are gonna take out money, can only do so with a minimum loan of 150 BNB. And there is also a referral system for people who basically refer entities who want to borrow money. And there is a specific form that you need to fill if you want to do that. So if you want to take out money, there is a big form that you have to fill out. If you're accepted, your loan gets processed, and then your daily borrowing rate is determined. So it's going to range between 2.2 and 5%. So if all of this is happening as it should, the difference between the lending and borrowing rate is what the platform is earning. That's clearly what's gonna happen. Now, my biggest guess is that if there are no borrowers, or if there aren't as many borrowers as there are lenders, the difference would be set aside to satisfy the borrower's daily interest. So that's the balance between the two. That's the simple equation of what the protocol does. Now I want to talk more about the pros and cons and just my final opinion about this. Now I just want to conclude the video by saying that do treat this one as you would others, all right? So don't think that this is your typical DeFi protocol. This is at its core still a miner because of whatever I just mentioned earlier. And tread lightly, all right? Even though right now there are close to $250,000 in BNB inside the smart contract, and that's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie, that's very good for something that is operating in this niche, and perhaps their value proposition is better than whatever is out there. And I do agree to some extent. Like I said, I'm not a fan of no max payout, but also the good thing is that there are no tax on withdrawals, so that's fine, nor deposits. Maybe there is, I haven't seen any, So correct me if I'm wrong. So that's the good part at least. But again, I checked the whole transaction history and apparently there are no borrowers yet. And the protocol has been live for, if we go right now and check when Bigwhale was created, if we scroll to the last page, and this is what will be shown, you can clearly see 61 days. So almost 2 months, and we don't have borrowers yet. Because this is where I draw the line. I'm not sure who will be able, to repay a loan at that excessive daily rate, 2.2 to 5%. Big DeFi protocols that do lending and borrowing don't even come close to something as excessive as this. So I'm not sure if the borrowing side is feasible at all. So that's why if we just rely on the lending side, then it would be your typical miner. But I would keep an eye. I would take the risk if you're willing to, and I would see if they're gonna change their whole system, their whole balance system, and see what's gonna happen, because there's a lot of money here. So clearly there's something about it, all right? And with that, I really thank you if you stuck around till the end. I hope you got some value. Thank you. See you in the next one. Have a good one.